Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. We're going to give it just a couple of minutes to allow time for other attendees to join. Thank you all so much for being here. Another 10 seconds and we'll get started. Okay, wonderful. Hello, everybody. My name is Vanessa, and I'm your facilitator for this session. Welcome to the Archbishop Mitty High School Virtual College Fair. We're really excited to have you. We have a great lineup of representatives here to talk more about opportunities with our school or program. So you're definitely in for a treat. A few housekeeping rules before we get started. Your camera and microphone are off. So that means you're muted, your video's off. Our panelists here today, they can't actually see you or hear you, but they do want to hear from you. So you may be wondering, well, how do I ask questions? We want you to actually use the Q&A button to type your questions to the presenters. If you can do that at any time, we don't have a designated Q&A portion. You can type your questions as early as now and keep sending questions all throughout this session. Don't forget to sign up for more sessions. This is just one of multiple college presentations that's going on as part of the fair. So be sure to check the schedule on the website and sign up for more sessions. This session, along with other sessions as part of this virtual college fair, are being recorded, and those recordings will be available at strivescan.com/archbishop-mitty. So feel free to take that down. Hopefully you all know where to find it, but we're really excited to get started. So without further ado, I think I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and hand it over to Cabot University, Italy, which is our first school.
All right, thank you very much. So let's get into it. My name is Ramsey. I am the U.S. Admissions Counselor for Cabot University, but I also graduated from there a little over 4 years ago now. So if you guys have any questions, about either sides of those things, just let me know. But let's jump right in. So a few things to know right off the bat about JCU. First off, we're an American university in the center of Rome. And that means when you graduate, you actually get an American accredited degree, just like earning a degree from anywhere in the US. We're a pretty small institution. We have just over 1,400 students. We just accepted our biggest class ever this past fall. So we're just over 1,400 students now. But we do have students from over 70 different countries. So maybe small in terms of number, but huge in terms of the people you're going to meet. And you can see our enrollment profile here, a good amount of US students, a good amount of Italian, and the rest are just from around the world, which is kind of the best part about going to Cabot. But small schools, so small class sizes, 15:1 student to professor ratio. I actually get to know your professors and, build that relationship. That's something I really love there. And I've gone back to Rome every year since, and I've actually seen some professors and, gone some coffee with them and that. But I'll touch on the tuition and financial aid as well. And if you guys are taking notes or anything like that, I have a QR code at the end. So COVID, of course, is a thing, but we're actually fully in person. We have, we're following all the rules of the Italian law. Everyone has masks on campus and thermal scanning. And if there is any cases, we handle it very safely. So we're fully back on campus, but doing it in a safe way. So we have 14 majors and 19 minors. Like I said, average class size is around 15 students, but sometimes smaller, and you really get to have that group discussion learning, and they also incorporate a lot of experiential learning. I mean, Rome is such a good resource to have as a student, so getting outside the classroom and using those resources it's a big part of the professor's curriculum. So here's our list of majors. All of these majors are listed as minors as well as a few more. There's art and design, creative writing, and a few others. If you guys have questions about specific ones, please let me know. Can't go into each one, unfortunately. So even while being abroad, there is study abroad opportunities. I know for some of you, going to Rome is already enough abroad experience, but you can study abroad. Maybe you have family in the UK, or you've always wanted to live in Paris or something. You can study abroad for a semester, even up to 2 semesters, so a full year, and you won't have to pay any difference in tuition. So you'll pay exactly what you pay at John Cabot. There's definitely no shortage of travel when you're over there. Something that's also big at John Cabot is our career services. So we have partnerships with basically 700 companies and organizations around Rome, in and outside of Rome. We invite some of these companies to our campus 3 times a year, where you get to talk to them, see what they're looking for in an applicant, maybe give them your resume, get an interview. And as you can see, it's a very high percentage of students who, when they get the interview, actually end up getting the position. That's a huge thing, is getting some professional experience before you even leave college nowadays. So we're trying to help with that, and they also help afterwards getting a job once you graduate. So you'll definitely be using them quite a lot. Here's just some examples of the many organizations and companies in Rome that, that's another big benefit, is you get the big city resources. So our campus is right on the river. Like I said, it's right in the middle of Rome, but very beautiful scenery. It's exactly what you're thinking of when you imagine Rome, the small cobblestone streets, and people playing the accordion, a bunch of cafes and restaurants. It really is like that. So we have our Critelli campus. It's our newest building, has some classrooms, our admissions office, our president's office, and then a short walk down the river is our oldest campus, our Guarini campus. It has our library, auditorium, a bunch of student lounge areas. The weather is fairly warm year round in Rome, so you can definitely sit on the terrace and study or watch the sunset over Rome. And then our Tiber campus is another short walk down the river, has our cafeteria. I don't need to tell you that the food is amazing over in Italy, so definitely get on the meal plan. And we also have our own art facility. A lot of people come to Rome to be studying art and art history and things like that. So I even took my photography courses in this building. So it's nice to have your own little space for that, if you're into drawing or sculpting or anything like that. We do have our own housing, so it's all apartment style, less what you might be used to seeing in the US, but more apartments. So kitchen, maybe a small balcony. We do have a full gym for our students, so weights and space to do classes like yoga and self-defense, things like that. We do a lot of trips and activities. We try to get you, we want you to see the environment. We want you to travel and, not be bogged down by studies the whole time. So we actually have Fridays off every week, where you have a 3-day weekend every single week, and you get to manage your time better and your studies and everything like that. I'm running out of time, but just so you know, we do have some athletics. Applying to JCU is just like applying to any other American institution. We're on the Common App, just need the regular things, and we've gone test optional for the next year. So don't need the ACTs or the SETs. So our tuition is just under $27,000 per year. We do give quite a bit of financial aid every year to over 85% of our students. We have our own merit-based scholarships and need-based grants. Our biggest merit-based scholarship is $9,500 a year. We do give 3 full scholarships every year, and then we also accept the FAFSA. So that's my time. If you guys wanted to ask me some questions in the comments, or scan this QR code for all the information I just talked about. But yeah, thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, John Cabot University. Next up, another international opportunity, this time in Switzerland with EHL.
Hey everybody, my name is Daniel Flores. Thank you so much for stopping by. Ramzi, it was great to see your face. So once again, my name is Daniel Flores. I'm representing EHL. We go by 3-2-1 model. The 3 is the locations that you can complete our program. On the left side of your screen is going to be Lausanne in the French-speaking part of Switzerland. In the middle is Passau, Switzerland in the Swiss German-speaking part. And on the right is Singapore. First thing to note, program is taught entirely in English. You do not need to know the local language. The 2 stands for pathways that we have. We offer a professional pathway, which is 5 years in total, but it encompasses 2 years of work experience. That's really for the person who's looking at hotels and restaurants specifically. But if you are really interested in business and want to go more the business route, we have the academic pathway that is 4 years. It includes 1 year of internship. which leads us to our one. We made your life so difficult you had to memorize one bachelor's degree that we offer. It's a Bachelor's of Science in International Hospitality Management. So some quick facts about EHL is we have a lot of firsts. We are the world's first hotel school. We started off in 1893. However, we transitioned to becoming ranked as the world's #1 hospitality and leisure management program. What the heck is the difference? Well, the difference is this. Hospitality is not just hotels and restaurants. I will repeat myself. Hospitality is not just hotels and restaurants. This is a true business school with a focus on premier guest experience. To make it super simple, if you hate people, this is a terrible industry for you. But if you love people, you can make a career out of being yourself. Outside of that, we were the first school to have Swiss and American accreditation. So for you, that means you can work and continue your education worldwide. In addition to that, we were the first school to ever have a Michelin star training restaurant, and we've held that Michelin star for 3 years. So if you love food, this is a great place to be. We have over 120 different nationalities on campus. From an American perspective, we have a 95% international student rate. So if you want to meet people from all over the world, and if you want a global career, this is a great opportunity for you. Now, as far as the different campuses go, this is Passug in the Swiss German speaking part, perched right in the mountains. This is our boutique style school. If you love outdoor activities such as skiing, snowboarding, or if you want to be around over 30 medical spas in about a 20-30 minute drive, beautiful place to be. However, if you're looking for also the more university-like feel, we have our Lausanne campus. Very modern, very minimalistic, all environmentally sustainable. We have 2 brand new apartment buildings, 3 brand new dorms, and we also are going to have an indoor gym, indoor pool, indoor spa. College life is rough. Sometimes you need those mani-pedis. I guess you have to do that on campus. So another beautiful thing is being centrally located in Europe. In a 3-hour flight, you're in up to 36 different countries. So if you want to go hit up Ramsey and go to Rome, you could do that. If you want to go to Paris, you can do that. If you want to go to Portugal, and I always recommend going to Portugal, do it. Now, if you want the same experience, but now in Asia, this is where we have our Singapore campus. In a 3-hour flight, you're in up to 18 different countries. This is the business hub of Asia. So it's a great way for you to get exposure to that market. Now, this is a good exercise for everyone to do, whether you're interested in EHL or not. Look at the curriculum, know what you're going to be studying. In our 4-year program, first 6 months, you're switching off courses every single week, all hands-on. You're making chocolates, making pastries, drinking wine, making cocktails, and then you clean toilets, you make beds, you learn French, you do inventory, you visit and eat at a 3 Michelin star restaurant. We're teaching you service skills because these in essence are life skills. After that, you apply that in your first 6-month internship anywhere around the world. So in your first year of college, you could be in up to 2 countries, not including weekend trips. Then after that, you have 3 semesters of business courses, language courses, and hospitality courses. We offer German, French, Russian, Mandarin, Spanish. After that, you apply that to your second 6-month internship, same deal, anywhere around the world. Final year, you take some management courses, elective courses, and you actually finish off the program becoming a consultant for a real company. You solve a problem for that company, either by yourself, with up to 5 people. You decide, hey, I actually want to start my own business. We have a startup incubator on campus to help you with that. Or you decide you want to do a research thesis. No matter what you choose, you have at least 1 expert coach guiding you the entire way, and you present this to your entire graduating class. And this is what leads us to have 96% of our students get a job within 6 months of graduation. And that's the highest of any school offering this program. Now, to reemphasize the point, this is not just hotels and restaurants. Under 50% of our alumni go into the traditional hospitality field, which is hotels, restaurants, airlines, banqueting, that. But once again, this is a business school. Anything you can do with a business degree, like what I have, you can do with this. So banking, accounting, retail, real estate, luxury goods, you can do that with hospitality. Once again, if you also want an international career, position yourself to do that. We have over 30,000 alumni working in over 150 countries. Once again, to reemphasize the point, these are only some of the companies that hire our students, whether it's for internships or full-time jobs upon graduation. And you will see that they are not just hotels and restaurants. Last note, we are on Common App. We have a 3-phase admissions process because this is a very personal industry, so we want to get to know you through the process. And finally, last but not least, and that's my time, we also accept financial aid. We have other scholarships. So if you have any questions, you can actually take a picture of this screen, and that's my contact. So thank you so much. And then we're going to pass it on to Alana.
Awesome. Thank you so much, EHL, for joining us. And next up, we have University of East Anglia.
Perfect. Thank you so much. My name is Alana Stewart. I'm the regional manager for the University of East Anglia. I am based in Michigan, so stateside with all of you, and I am missing the lovely UK accent, unfortunately, but I do have a colleague, Graham, who helps students who does have that. University of East Anglia is also known as UEA. We are founded in 1963, but since then have done a great job at establishing ourselves. We are currently a world top 200 institution, as well as ranking within the UK top 25. We are a public campus-based research institution, so the professors that you are learning under are doing top-tier research and contributing to their respective fields. We do have a wide variety of majors, over 250 degrees and variations on campus that are spread out under 4 faculties and 23 schools. I will show you those a little bit later so that you can see what we do have on offer. And we have about 17,000 students on our campus, so we're on the smaller side of large universities, or I actually like to think that we are mid-size, so kind of the best size of them all. And we have 11% international students in our student body, although I do think this has gone up for this year post-COVID. Well, not entirely post-COVID, but you know what I mean. So our location is Norwich, England, which is about an hour and a half northeast of London by train. So it's easy to get to the city without paying London prices. We also do have our own international airport in Norwich, so you can fly directly into the city. That area of the country is known as East Anglia. It's beautiful countryside, so it's nice and peaceful there. And you are about 30 minutes from the coast as well. The population is relatively small. However, we are a shopping destination for that area, so there is a lot for students to do. You can see the city center on the left hand. We also have 2 cathedrals, a castle, Roman wall ruins. We are actually one of the most complete medieval cities in the UK, as well as being the only English city in a national park, which is the Norfolk Broads. On top of that, we are also very safe. It's been named one of the best places to live, and we are one of the most vegan-friendly cities, which I say that only to show you the eclectic nature of the city, which you might not think someplace so small has a lot to offer, but it actually does. Our student ambassador did a great job at kind of encapsulating all that is Norwich. So I have this quote here from Nicole. She is actually studying a master's degree now, so has been with us for almost 4 years. But it says, the city seems so historic and quaint, yet so warm and alive. In the blur of the first few weeks, I was surprised at just how much there was to do in and around it. And even still, I doubt I could ever get bored of it. It packs a punch for its modest size, and it really is a hidden gem tucked away in the countryside, which is why we talk about Norwich as one of the main reasons that students love UEA and should choose to come to University of East Anglia. Our campus is located about 3 miles from the proper city center on 320 acres of green space. To highlight a few things for you, we have one of the largest indoor sports parks in Britain. So on the right-hand side, you can see all the fields, pitches, and courts, but we also have indoor workout facilities for students. On the left-hand side, you'll see our student union noted. We do have 60 or more live music gigs per year, so students get exposed to a lot of different British music as well as international musicians who stop in Norwich and at UEA. The library is open 24/7 for students to have a safe as well as quiet space to study. And we also have accommodations for students, which are single space. So you have your own room, you can have your own ensuite bathroom as well, but they are different price points too. We also have more kitchen facilities, so students tend to cook for themselves. You can see the lake on the side. Students tend to make the most of our green space. We also have brand new facilities for science. So we have a new science building as well as Productivity East, which is for community engineers as well as our engineering students to collaborate together on brand new equipment. The last thing I'll highlight is the Sainsbury Center for Visual Arts. It's behind me in the photo, but also on that map, it's in kind of the top left-hand corner. And that's because it is featured in the Avengers film. So if you've seen the Avengers films, you've actually seen our campus and probably haven't realized it. These are the 4 faculties and kind of the larger categories that are under it. So in the UK specifically, everywhere but Scotland, our degree programs are 3 years standard. You do have the option to do a year abroad, a year in industry, or an integrated master's, which will extend it to 4 years. But in some cases, you won't pay the 4 full years of 4 years of tuition and fees, which makes it really nice. The things that UEA is really known for are creative writing and environmental sciences, but we also do well with chemistry, business, economics, as well as international development. Honestly, you can't go too wrong, but you do have to know what you want to study because you apply directly into a program via the UCAS application, which is kind of like the Common App for the UK. Our requirements include a 3.3 or higher GPA, 3 AP or IB exams, or an ACT or an SAT. If your course does have any subject-specific requirements, we do need those replicated in an AP examination. We also look for demonstrated academic interest, so why you wanted to go into the course, what you've done to prepare, and potentially what you want to do afterwards. And there are interviews, auditions, or portfolios required for some of our courses, but pretty small number of them. Our costs for 2022 are due TBD, so to be determined, but they start off at about $24,000 US and go up from there. The lab sciences do cost more because of lab fees, and the cost of living is estimated at about $13,000 US. However, honestly, in Norwich, you can live more affordably than that, but we do give that as an estimate as it's set by the government. We do offer scholarships again for 2022. They're still to be determined, but in the past we have automatic scholarships and higher ones that you can apply for by essay, also ones for music and sports. We are eligible to receive FAFSA loans and GI Bill benefits at the moment. Hopefully that will still remain the case. And also students can work part-time. If you do have any questions or need anything from me, please do connect with us on social media. We're happy to have you join us there and get the real picture of what UEA is like. And then also you're welcome to reach out to me if you want to directly, and that QR code will take you to our page with all of our brochures on there. So thanks so much for joining us, and hopefully you will check out UEA in Norwich, England.
Excellent. Thank you so much, UEA. Next up, we have Elon University.
Hi, thank you so much. Hi, everyone. I am I believe the only school here tonight that's based in the United States. So my name is Mandy Corcoran, and I'm the Regional Assistant Director for Admissions. I am based in the San Francisco Bay Area, so right here. I'm in Sunnyvale, California, and I serve as your direct admissions counselor. I find that helpful. We are in the same time zone, and I'm right here for anything that you need. To give you an idea about Elon, we are a mid-sized private liberal arts university, and we are located in the heart of North Carolina in the true college town of Elon. We are within 45 minutes of 2 major airports, so it's very easy to get from the West Coast over to the East Coast. We have 5 schools that house over 70 different majors. These are our Elon College, our College of Arts and Sciences, which is home to our traditional liberal arts, STEM majors, and our award-winning performing arts. We have our Martha and Spencer Love School of Business, which is the top 50 business school. Our School of Communications, which is one of a handful of schools across the nation that has the highest level of accreditation for communication schools. Our Watts-Williams School of Education that focuses on getting students in the classroom in their first year. And then our newest school, the School of Health Sciences, which is housing our PA and PT programs, as well as our brand new direct entry nursing program. All of our programs are direct entry, which means that there's not a separate application into our programs. So you as a student can have open access to our curriculum, try different classes. You can also major and minor in any of our programs. The only exception to this would be our nursing program, as well as our performing arts programs that do require an audition. We have an undergraduate population, again, of just under 6,300 students, with the majority coming from out of state. So for example, California is consistently the number 10 state that we welcome students from, and we have almost 200 students currently on campus from the West Coast. We really pride ourselves on teaching through mentoring, and we really feel that we achieve this through our small class sizes, with the average class size being 21, and our low student to faculty ratio of 12:1, as well as the fact that we cap all of our classes at 33. So you're never going to have any of those large lecture courses. Additionally, Elon, we also want students to be able to connect and to put what they learn in the classroom into practice through experiential learning. All students must complete at least 2 out of the 5 Elon experiences, be it an internship, study abroad, research, service learning, or leadership. And I'll talk a little bit more about those on the next slide. In addition to everything you'll experience in the academic setting, we want to make sure that you're also thriving in our community. So we have over 284 clubs and organizations, 17 Division I sports, 8 residential neighborhoods, and we have over 23 living and learning communities. So we really feel you're not going to have any problem connecting with our fellow students and really becoming part of our Elon community. So with those Elon experiences, I'm going to break this down a little bit for you. So 55% of our students are completing leadership. This is pretty straightforward, whether it's in a fraternity or sorority on campus, or a club sport, or an honorary, something that is a significant role on campus. With research, about a quarter of our students are completing research. This is peer reviewed, one-on-one faculty-led research. So what that means is that you as a student are in the driving seat, you're really choosing what research you want to be doing, what projects you want to be working on, and then you're working directly with a faculty to mentor you through that research. Service learning, internships, and global study are the 3 that the majority of our students are completing. So 88% of our students are completing service learning. But that service learning doesn't just start, or happen within our nation. We really believe in global citizenship and that connection to being something bigger or part of something bigger than yourself. And so our service learning can also be global service learning opportunities, as well as our internships are global internship opportunities, as well as those either in North Carolina or outside of the state where the majority of our internships are taking place. With internships, about 87% of our students are completing internships. Many of those are completing more than 1 internship, and 80% of our students are studying abroad. We are consistently the #1 school in the nation for study abroad opportunities within 4-year private universities here in the United States. And that's because of the breadth of programs that we offer, as well as the times of year that we are studying abroad. If there is a break, if there's a time to study abroad, we are definitely doing it. And we offer a really, really unique winter term study abroad where we have 35 different study abroad options during that winter term, which is 3 weeks in January. But all of this is well and good unless you can get a job. So we survey all of our students post-graduation and 9 months post-graduation for our 2020 grads, which was a little bit of a tough time to graduate. 90% of them were in graduate school, in a career, service learning, or an internship. And 90% of those is related to their career. So you come to Elon, you really are able to work within those different majors and minors across our curriculum, find what you're passionate about, and then pursue that passion into success post-graduation. 62% of those internships that I talked about led to job offers, and we are the #4 ranked career services. And what that really means to you as a student is that when you graduate from Elon, our Student Professional Development Center is still an option for you and still a resource for you. So you can come 5 years later and have your resume reviewed, practice your interview skills, all of those different types of things. The application process is pretty straightforward. We do Common App, our Elon application. November 1st is our early decision and early action deadline. And then we have our regular deadline. We fully consider our students for a regular deadline. We save spots in our class for students in regular deadline, as well as scholarship opportunities. So we really want to meet our students where they're at in the application process. We have our test score optional for the next 2 years, so seniors and juniors. And then we're hoping to continue that on for sophomores and freshmen. We do look at your GPA, but we also do a fully holistic review for students. And then all of our additional scholarships that are beyond our merit scholarships, you need to submit a separate application by January 17th. Finally, again, here's my contact information. I'll be sure to put it into the chat. But I am your direct rep, and again, just right down the road from you all. We have an open house on October 30th on campus, and then we have one more virtual program for our West Coast students on October 18th, where you will hear from our West Coast student ambassadors, which are peers that can talk with you about what it's like to come from the West Coast to the East Coast. I'll put all that information, and thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Elon University. I'd like to invite all of the schools to come back on camera. And I have just a few questions I'd love to ask you and get your insights to share with our attendees who are here tonight. And we'll start off with this one. So what advice would you give someone going through the college search process right now?
So I would probably say that you should do the research not only on the school itself, but the surrounding area. The city itself, if it's maybe it's a school far from a city and you want to be in a city or vice versa. So do your research not only on the school, but around the school.
Ask questions, use all the resources. We are one source of information, but talk to our students, talk to our alumni, be picky. You don't want to settle on a school. So the only way that you'll know if it's a right fit is by constantly talking to people.
I always like to tell students that it's okay to go where your friends are not going, and also to look abroad. There's a couple different options here for you, but there are so many more that are out there. So again, don't be afraid to take the path less taken, and don't be afraid to go abroad, really. And again, just be that person. I went to a university and I was one of the only people from my school to do it, and it turned out totally fine. I promise you will find your people as long as you found the university that is the right fit for you.
I always like to help students relax in the process and have a little bit of fun with it. I know that can be really hard, but once you kind of take the pressure off yourself and just realize that you're going to find your fit and you're going to end up where you need to be, I think that relaxing and trying to enjoy the process and kind of slow the process down a little bit and take moments and enjoy it, I think that can be really helpful. And again, just, reach out to us. We're here. You'll find admissions counselors. We are like the least intimidating people in the world. We just want you to find your home and have that experience that we, found so enjoyable. So relax, have fun, take some of that pressure off it and know you're going to end up exactly where you're supposed to be.
And some excellent advice and encouragement from our panelists. Panelists, what's one thing you want students to remember about your school?
Wish I prepared. One thing.
That face.
I mean, I guess one thing you should remember, so obviously John Cabot is in Rome, but you can actually walk to all of the touristic sites from our campus. You can walk to the Colosseum, you can walk to the Vatican, you can walk to the Trevi Fountain, you can walk to the Pantheon. So I guess remember that. Why not?
I always say, remember that hospitality is not hotels and restaurants, because everybody believes that. When you realize that hospitality is truly business, there's so many people that could be an amazing fit for this field, but they just have a preconceived notion. So open your horizons, and this might be a good fit. It might not be. That's fine. But once again, if you hate people, this is a terrible fit.
So this is going to sound really sad. But to know that University of East Anglia is a place, and it is a place to go, right? Because most of the time people wander up to my table at college fairs and are like, University of East Anglia, if they even say it properly. What is that? Where are you? So again, just to know that it is an option. It is an awesome university, and it is a great place to be going. And it's totally an option that you should put on your UCAS as one of your 5 choices.
With Elon University, I feel like people always ask me all the time, what do I need to know? What if I can't visit? What if I can't be there? What's going on? And I would just say, get to know the people, because when people ask me all the time, like, well, how were you able to go there? Why did you take this decision? Why are you here? Because I know the people. And if you know the people, you know Elon. And so if you aren't able to make it out there, I think that get in contact with one of our peer mentors or myself or an alum, because if you know the people, then you know Elon, and it'll be very easy to go there, even if you can't go and visit it.
Great. And just one more question. What's one myth you'd like to debunk on the college admissions process?
One myth. You're just dumping me. I guess there's not one thing that comes to mind, but I remember what it was like, applying to college, and just, I think, keep your options open and don't be afraid to apply to a place that, none of your friends are applying to, or a place that you've never been to or never heard of. You've probably never heard of most of the schools you hear on these StriveScan schools. So, check them out, do your research, and you could end up, going to a place that you would never expect. But yeah.
I think that the college admissions process is overly stressful. I think people can make it overly stressful, but if you do your due diligence, if you ask questions, and if you come in with an open mind, you might find out that it's actually pretty straightforward, and you have support. You don't need to do it on your own. But once again, you need to do your due diligence to actually, put in some work.
The one myth I always like to talk about, or I think the preconceived notion that the UK is expensive to attend. That's the other thing that I get when people come up to my table is they say, I bet it's expensive to go. It's actually really not. We're definitely comparable to an out-of-state institution, and sometimes even in-state institutions. It's only, again, 3 years for the standard programs. We also do have scholarships as well as the financial aid to help students out. So again, it's great to sit down and at the end of the day, look at the total financial aid packages that you're getting from everywhere. But I think you'll see that, historically where the pound has been stronger, it has actually been brought down. So again, the costs look way more affordable, I think, than people initially think that they're going to.
There's so many things I want to debunk. I just did a huge college essay workshop today for students, and I think one of the things that kind of lift the curtain behind it is that your college essay, although very important, is one piece of your application, and by having that one word incorrect or not talking enough about this, like it's not going to be kind of the end. It's not like, oh, everything else in your application was amazing, and then that essay, it was maybe a B+ versus an A, and that's it. You're deny you're out. Like it's not. We are human, and we're realizing that and knowing that you're human as well. And so I think that when you get to a point where you are happy and proud of that essay, and it talks about you, submit it. Don't spend. Don't create 8 drafts or 10 drafts, or continue to whittle it down to the point where it doesn't even have your voice in it anymore. So I would say that. And then I think the other thing too is that we don't sit there and compare students. I know a lot of times I think we sit in a room and have all the applications laid out, and we're just comparing and oh, we're gonna take this student and not this. We don't do that. We're looking at you as an individual, as a human, as a person, we are looking at admissions in the context of you and your school. So.
Wonderful. Well, thank you to all of our panelists here today. I think you all shared some wonderful, insightful feedback, and also just shared a lot of really cool opportunities all over the world. So I hope our students here got a lot out of that. Thank you to all of our attendees for being here this evening. When you click out of this session, there's going to be a very quick 5-question survey that's going to appear. So we'd love for you to take that. Don't forget to sign up for more sessions this evening. There's 2 more sessions after this. So take a look at that schedule, sign up for more sessions. And the recording of this will be available at strivescan.com/Archbishop Mitty. Thank you, everyone. I hope you all have a wonderful night, and good luck.